Let's go, baby! Bomb arrows to the rescue. Ha!
Yo, Pin.
Ah! No! Oh, that assist, baby! No! Don't touch him. No! You... What did I do? That was an accident. Freaking Vito. I got the triple collapse! Oh! Ah! Oh, Dinell, go to the fire thing. It teleports us.
I want my money back.
I trusted you! Trombone. This one is trombone. Yo, I got it! Yes! Let's go! Yeah! 24 hours done. 24 hours finished. Oh, time to beat. 23 hours, 28 minutes. Oh my god! We did it! We did it! Oh my god!
Timmy with the
I
first.
couldn't have done it without you guys.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Shit.
Wait, it went through? I gave him 50 bucks.
Thank you for the bit, bro. Thank you for the bit.
How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? I don't know why my camera is being like this. It's not zooming in. So, you guys can see my table now. How's everyone doing? How you doing, Timmy? How you doing, Chimmy and Timmy? Why you calling me Bozo, bro? Kind of racist. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why you can see my... Look. I don't know. It's really weird. Like, my head is supposed to be here. It's not zooming in. I look short now. Look at that. I hate it. Why do I look so tiny? You're tired? Oh. Poor Chimi. Why you tired, bro? Bruh. One piece, two piece? Huh? One piece, two piece? Nice clips, by the way. I saw those. How you doing, Phoenix? Why is my stupid ass face like this? What's going on? Why do I look smaller instead of bigger? I don't like it. I don't like it. I have to start streaming like this. Oh, you read One Piece. Oh, I get it. That was good. Work starts at 5. Sheesh. That's understandably annoying. You know what else is understandably annoying? Everything on OBS stops working lately. Ugh, muscles. And I don't know if it's my computer that's messed up or OBS. Thanks for the hat. We're gonna change it up today. Okay? Thank you. That makes me look taller. Skip-a-da-bop-bop-bop. What's up, Bug? How's life in Israel? Which hat you want, Nathan? What's up? Look. Why am I so small? Taco hat. Bro, is that gonna fit? Ayo, let's go. I've seen older clips of you. I'm used to short hair ping rather than long hair ping. Ha! I like long hair ping more. The missiles ended. I know, bro. I know. My sister is in Israel right now. So I was looking at that. What's up, Pinky? How you doing? Nice hat. I bet Freddy Krueger wants it back. So funny. Wait, does Freddy Krueger want it back? Why is my head like that? Why is the camera screwed up today? It's pissing me off. I don't get it. I pressed the button that's supposed to zoom me in and it's not zooming me in, bro.
Monkey do good. Monkey do very good.
What is this clip? You're doing Gucci? I'm doing terrible. You look like Scatman. Thank you. What is this clip? What is this clip? Oh, it's a scary game. Bruh. Scary game is scary. What? I thought you were gonna get scared. That was an interesting clip. We're not playing GeoGuessr right now. We're playing Pokemon. We might play later tonight, though. Thanks for saying I'm good, monkey. Why is my face not facing? My face is not being a face. It's so annoying. Alright, I will put song request music on, though. So you guys could song request. But why my face no good? I don't know. I guess my face is just gonna look smaller today. So I'll probably get more views because my face is ugly. Why is the music so loud? It's like I have a new computer every day. I don't know why it gets messed up. Yes, I did. Put it on yourself, bug. Imagine living in Kanto and Johto. Every building is facing one direction. Wait, what do you mean every building? Does it actually? Holy shit. Wait, no they don't. Look, these buildings face the other way. No? Yeah, these buildings face the other way. Or, oh no, maybe they... I don't know. I honestly can't tell now. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a waterfall. Imagine living as every year missiles. Why are you always talking about that bug? Why are you doing terrible? Nah, the camera is so zoomed out. I don't know why. I'm still doing okay though. And I know what the plan is for today. We're gonna beat the 5th gym and beat Team Rocket and get a new Pokemon on our team. And then we're gonna play some other games. Well, is me pee? I don't even know what that means. You look fine, good, you got this, thank you. Thank you. I've been streaming every single day this entire past 300 days. I'm just joking, that would be crazy. Where do I have to go now? Oh, Cherry Grove City. We're gonna go there later. Route 36. 36. Finally, you read my text. I read it before too. You said you lost so much last night. You're just not paying attention. Haha. Route 36. Route 36 is below. So I gotta go below. How I forget? You guys know sex in Latin means 6? It's big information. Oh, what is the level cap? Level cap's 31 right now. What is subscribe? You could give me money and I would be happy. Subscribe, you give money and you don't get any ads and you get some cool emojis. Bro, nice hats. Thank you. How you doing, Dino? So you could get stuff like this, stuff like that. Thanks for the hydrate. Mario Kart streaming is pretty cool. When are you streaming Mario Kart next time? Don't know. Yo, another Chungus. Give money for stickers? Yeah, pretty much. Doesn't make sense, right? Awesome. Hey, okay.
Nice hat.
Thank you, Random. How you doing, Random? Oh. I don't know about Mario Kart. When next? I don't know. I am mostly Pokemon now, so we start every stream with Pokemon. Most streams, maybe not every stream, a lot of streams, and then go into like community games like Fall Guys, Mario Kart or Wordle and stuff like that. Yeah, the emotes don't pop up unless you pay Mooney. Yo, what's up, Stream Elements? Oh, another Chungus. That's what you meant. Love that cat. Huh? Is that a cat? Is Umbreon a cat? Is Eevee a cat? I don't even know if they're cats. He rages hard. I do rage hard. Song request. If you want to do a song request, he doesn't like Mario Kart. He rages hard. I was talking to the in-game character. Oh. Yeah, the in-game character does have a cool hat. If you want to do song request, oh my god, it's a new person. Oops, no. If you want to do song request bug, this is what you do. You do !SR space and then what you want. If you some weird fox cat creature thing, right? Like, what is it though? Another Chungus. You want a game? Very nice. I'm okay with Mario Kart.
Monkey
I
do
just don't
good.
love it.
Monkey do very good.
You know, I like having fun with y'all, but I also have to think of streaming as a business, you know, and YouTube and stuff. So this is the business aspect: playing Pokemon Nuzlocke and talking to you guys. And then afterwards, it's more like chill vibes, you know. I mean, this is still chill too. Yes, you put a link or the name of the song you want. But yeah, how you doing, Ginelu? I have no 20 points anymore for this, so goodbye. So you should say so you get points. How do I do it? Nathan, I'm gonna ban that song because it's not a song. Yo, basically how you see everyone else doing it. !SR space and then the name of the stuff you want. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. I think, yeah, you showed me the Sumeru promotional video, no? What's Route 36? 36. Supposedly on Thursdays, there's a guy you could talk to in this game on this route that gives you, like, free stuff. But I don't know who that is. So maybe it's this guy? Oh, maybe not. I thought this is the guy that... It's Thursday. Is it not Thursday? He's supposed to give me a Hearthstone. Ooh. Sounds pretty sussy buka if you ask me. But there's nothing here. So I guess not. I have too many links. Lol. Route 36. Wait, what route? Vulpix. What route is this again? 36. This is 36. How big is 36? Is this part? Oh, this is part of 36. Oh, I'm dumb. I think this guy will give it to me. Yes, we got the Hearthstone. It's pretty hard, bro. You have to put it on YouTube. YouTube link, bug. Alright, bro. I got you. The final countdown. There you go. Now it's gonna play in 10 minutes. Guess what? Chicken butt! What's up, bro? What's up? Yeah, I already... okay. Yeah. Oh, you got it? Do you like it? I saw Liam playing it. It looks okay. It looks aight. Cherry Grove, Mystic Water. I need to get a Pokemon that can learn Surf. None of my guys can learn Surf because they suck buttholes. I need Surf to try. I thought Pokemon that can learn Surf are more common. But we legit need to find a random Pokemon that can learn it now. Which is why we're going to catch a Pokemon. Oh, is this the Pokemon song? Everybody wants to be themselves. I don't know. I think I remember hearing the song. Which is why we're going to catch a Pokemon here. But we're only going to use it for surfing. Nothing else. I do suck buttholes and I like it. What? I'll tell you what I think in an hour. Okay. Okay. You spelled buttholes wrong, so kind of sussy baka. Do I not have like an old rod? You still gotta catch them all and be the best that you can be. Why do I remember that? My first follower, I'm gonna name after you. Wait, are they followers or slaves in that game? I landed a Pokemon. That sounds kind of sussy baka. Oh my god, such a rare Pokemon. Alright, let's catch this. Let's go. We're gonna name it Surf, because that's all it's good for. This is a fake Pokemon. We can't use it anyway. December 1999, saddest day ever, because Scatman Johnson died. Everyone, 1 minute of silence? That's a lot of time, bro. 1 minute of silence. I could, like, bro, I can't go silent for a minute. Are you crazy? Old Rod, old Pong. Old Rod, old Pong. Old song. Bro, I don't have the raps today. Search Scatman Skidabap. That's my birthday. Lots of gab. Bro, thank you for naming your first follower after me, bro. I appreciate that, you know. Still gotta catch them all. Bro, if he can't learn surf, I will end stream right now. No, I won't. But I would be very surprised if he can't learn surf. Learn it. What? You piece of shit. How? You're a literal fish. You're a stupid fish. You're a fish. Oh, no, no. This is what we have this for. Okay. I could have left him at the daycare, so that's the same thing as doing what I'm doing now, so it's okay. Oh my god, he's evolving! Oh my god, that's crazy. Cap means that's a lie. So far, the game is beautiful for sure. Really? I don't like how the game looks. But if you like it, that's good. Alright, now he could learn surf, right? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Cherry Grove City. Yo. 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 Where's Cherry Grove? Oh, it's all the way down there. Excuse me. Oh my god! What happened, Inky? It's Inky. I raced you last night. Yeah, she sucks. She lags too much. Yo. Stream Elements be like, yo. Stream Elements likes talking to Inky. The colors in the game are very already. Wow. Is that a new color? I thought it looked a bit dark to me. I don't know. Wait, have I never caught a Pokemon in Cherry Grove? I don't think I caught a Pokemon here, so this could count as the Pokemon encounter. Yo, bro, Cherry Grove. Ooh. I do suck. Also, I fixed lag. Nice! Nah, you don't suck. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. What's our Pokemon? Tentacool. We can't catch that. That's a Gen 1 Pokemon, ladies and gentlewomen. Gen Juan. Juan, like... There's probably someone named Juan out there. Where do we get Mystic Water? It's an item that boosts... Oh, don't tell me it's on the Rocky thing. Maybe we'll have to talk to the guy. Watch, we're gonna have to verse him. Oh, thanks for Mystic Water, bro. He actually gave it to us. The first time someone gave me something I needed. Alright, winner on... We got rather that. We could get King's Rock. That rhymes with cock. And we could get Rain Dance. That rhymes with... I don't know what dance rhymes with. I think the colors are more watched in stream. That might be it. Let's go, Inky. Where's my song? Why my song not play? You have to wait until other people's songs play. Gentle Whammon. Where am I going? I have to go to Slowpoke Well. Ew. Forgot where that is. It's this way. Burp, 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 burp. Yo, this is catchy as fuck. Did you watch the video in Genshin Impact chat? Probably not. Bro, I don't play Genshin Impact anymore, bro. It no affect me. I don't remember, bro. You sent me a lot of Genshin stuff. I song request before like 28 minutes. Huh? You song requested 28 minutes ago. Bro, I've been live for 20 minutes. That is false. You must have song requested 10 minutes before I went live. That's dedication. That's a dedicated fan right there. Thank you, I appreciate it. Where's the Slowpoke Moke? Does anyone remember where the Slowpoke? Well, I could just look at the map. It's probably down. Union Cave. Ooh. Where's Slowpoke? It was like near the beginning. Subscribe. What is subscribe? Sussy Baka? We're gonna get Fly today too, which will be nice. So we don't need to do this shoe gun anymore. I honestly don't remember where this goddamn Slowpoke well is. Ah! Oh, I remember where it is. I remember. I don't remember, I'm not gonna lie. The video is an anime style and it's unique so far. Bro, I don't know. I don't got time for that right now. I'm sorry. Can you look where the final countdown will be playing? Yeah, so you could do exclamation point SQ for song Q to see what songs are coming up. I may or may not have made a deal with the devil. Oh, nice. I'm glad you're liking the game so far, bruh. Where is she? If you guys don't know, that's from Batman. Yeah, there you go. I think you have to sign in to see, though. It's kind of dumb. Bro. Where is the song? Oh, I know where it is. I know where it is. I know where it is. I'm a god. I'm a god gamer. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, you know what's nice too? We're gonna have one of our best Pokemon evolve. And then we're gonna, it's gonna help us for battles. That's where Pokemon. No! Did I never verse this guy? Level 9. Kind of plebeian. What a pleb. I need to like cheat and just skip all these wild Pokemon. They're so annoying. But we're not gonna do that. We're not cheaters. You don't see the songs? Bro, your song's gonna play in like 3 minutes, okay? 3 to 5 minutes. I swear to Jesus, if it doesn't play, I will commit seppuku and I'll be gone forever. I literally slept all day. Right? I fell asleep around 6 a.m. doing homework. Oh no. Wait, did you finish your homework at least? I never beat this guy either. Na, 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 na. Oh, fila. Blend W noise. If it is, I don't play in like 6 minutes. You gotta slap yourself for 10 minutes. I'll slap myself 10 times if it doesn't play in at least 6 minutes. Alright? I'll slap myself 69 times, actually. June 9th. Inky's birthday. Now it's 2:24. I did. I finished my homework. Oh, nice. Oh, wow. You finished it like 3 hours before. I will tell you when it's 2:30. Here's your song right now, bro. Boom. No slaps. Even though I just slapped myself. What? I'm so annoyed that the camera is not zoomed in. It annoys me. I need to shave. That annoys me too. Here's Slowpoke well. You know, it's gonna be running errands over here. This is gonna be cool. Or not cool at all. You don't hear it? Bump up your audio, bro. Just blast that bro. Sorry. Yes, it was. Why are you sorry? Don't be sorry. No, I'm not valuing up it. The volume is good. Sumimasen. Your full volume? Are you actually? Oh. Do you not hear it? Do you actually not hear it? Full volume. On God. Now I know. I will never forget that that means on God. Is there a song? You know what? Fuck you guys. I know it's playing. I see it on OBS. You can't trick me today. Now you hear it, but it's a little bit. Well, it's not gonna be louder than me. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Wait, what time did you wake up, Inky? Inky Stinky. Sorry. Slow bro is a hoe. Bars. Wait, what? I don't want to verse this guy. Oh yeah, Jesus. I'm sorry. What if your name actually is Jesus this whole time? I'm saying all this shit, but it's actually Jesus. Okay, we got Rain Dance. Now we just need to get King's Rock. That smells like my cock. What? I was just asking what time you woke up. I can only hear your voice. I hear no music. No countdown. The music is playing as it's playing like at this volume. Do you actually not hear the music? All right, I'm gonna go to stream and check this out. And if I hear music, then I will never trust y'all ever. Oh, Amaranth. I will never trust y'all ever again. That's a lie, but for again. That's a lie, but for again. You could hear it. That's a lie, but for you could hear it. Guys, you could hear it. It's not super duper loud, I guess. I guess that's kind of true. Here, I'll put it louder. Countdown. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Elliot or Elliot? Elliot. Elliot or Elliot? It's Elliot. It's pronounced Jesus. This is not the song that I requested. Right now, I did Obsession, not Attack. Huh? This is not Attack on Titties. Oh, you did do Obsession. If you have the link, it's better. Without the link, it's a bit harder. Oh, thank you for the King's Rock, sir. The hell did he say? I'm gonna wait patiently so I can see one evolve. Oh, I thought he said so I can evolve. I was like, what? It's pronounced Jesus. From my side, I hear nothing. Well, that's a you problem. You should be able to hear it. You need to get your ears checked at the dentist. That's where they get ears checked, right? I woke up around 10 a.m. then fell asleep and woke up around 2. Oh, that's not as bad as it could have been worse. That's not that bad. That's not fine. Delete it. I will do it with link. Yeah, you could delete if you do exclamation point. Wrong song. They are lying, right? I don't know what's wrong with them. I literally blasted it too. I'm not trusting anyone but Inky in chat anymore. And you know, Chitutulu Fox or Pig. I'm gonna go with Chitutulu Fox. That sounds cooler. And pigs are not kosher, so that's just wrong. Wait, what's pronounced Jesus? Exclamation point. Wrong song. Yeah, you're muted, Timmy. That's why you can't hear it. It's a final countdown, down, 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 down. All right, we got Mystic Water, we got King's Rock, we got Rain Dance, we got Hard Stone, and now we're gonna go and actually progress through the game and possibly get a 5% encounter. There's only a 5% the best. No one's ever was. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. I'm so fucking confused. Now you hear music? Did you clean your ears out with like toilet paper or something? That usually helps for me. That was inside. You gotta write that in. Bunk. Bung. Bung. Bug. What? No one said no one said explanation, bro. You just do wrong song. You don't need to write explanation. Bro, I think I've been streaming too much lately. I'm like losing my mind. There you go. But I kind of wanted to hear the Attack on Titan, so. Music just appeared. Yeah. That's on Twitch's side then. Because I heard everything, bro. Everything. Okay. There you go, Bug. Look at her butt. Oh my god. Look at her butt. That's all I know from that. Yo, yeah. Who put this? Chimmy probably did. It's not muted. Yes, you are correct. It shows that you're muted in chat. Look. Not lie. Watching without audio. But that sounds like bullshit because you could hear me, right? That's so weird. Oh, unless you're on two different devices. You love this song? Yeah, it's good song. Bug, that's a you problem. I don't know, bro. I had a Jewish neighbor back in California, but he moved. You got lucky, bro. When me and my brother were younger, he would always try to get us in trouble. But Ping would never do that to me. Yeah, definitely not. Sorry you had a bad experience with a Jew. I am a better Jew than your Jew neighbor. I think. You have it set to that? Oh, you could set it to that? Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. That means interesting in Japanese. All right, I have to go to Route 38. What lucky that Jew moved? Excuse me? Yeah, that Jew would always get Phoenix and his brother to trouble. So hell yeah. Oh! I did not mean to do that. Juicy. All right, bro. Good. I don't need to avoid those trainers anymore. House. Yo, bro, do, so, Chloe 101. That's from some show, I think. I don't know. What do we do now? Route 38. We have a 5% chance for a milk tank. The Pokemon that has the titties for the milk. And then 1% chance for a Snubble, which is just like a dumb Pokemon. So if we get them, that would be really lit, as the kids say. Okay, so let's see what happens. I'm going to try to avoid every trainer here. You sussy buka. Stop moaning, please. Keep moaning. Inky, stop being weird. Keep moaning, preferably with the window open that's facing your neighbor. Oh, okay. No, my neighbor... I'm in the basement, so, you know, doesn't mean as much. 5% chance for a milk tank. 1% for a Snubble. Will we get it? Will we get it? It's a far-fetched. Okay. That's fine, I guess. That's fine. It's a goddamn far-fetched, which we cannot catch. Hello there, Tyler. How you doing, bro? Are you killing it in Apex? You know, keep moaning. Start moaning. Whoa. What the f is wrong with you? You Gen Z, so you with the kids pee-pee. That's Sussy Baka. Growing up is getting home from work to play a game you're very hyped and feeling like taking a nap first. Yerp. Are you gonna take a nap? Nappy lappy. Alright, I don't know if this girl... Oh, she doesn't. Okay. Yes, we skipped every single trainer there. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, actually, hell yeah. Inky, you disgusting pig, stop. True. Keep moaning, gone. You're getting me excited, Inky. I can't get excited on stream. Ever since the new season, I've been playing good as fuck. Nice. Please keep moaning. Calm your kink. I mean, oh no. Why is my whole body in the camera? Why? It's supposed to be zoomed. Oh. This is the song Dinell puts. Bro, what's happening? Bro. We're just moaning and stuff. Moan, but say Moan. No! I'm not gonna let you guys get off to me while I'm in the middle of streaming. Moan not Jesus. Bug. Moan pink. I feel like I'm Amaranth, bro. Now I understand. It's so hard. You know what else is hard? Me, because you guys keep telling me to moan. Just kidding. Oh my god, I'm taking a picture. What a shitty picture, bro. That was like a pixelated picture. Not a good picture. I gotta write about that. I gotta write the developers about that. Bad picture. I like this song. Moan, please. I will stretch. If you want to moan, sub. True! If you sub, I will moan. Pee-pee hat? Oh, pee-pee hat. Pee-pee hat. Oh. The Continental, nice. Shit. Inky, make him moan. Whoa, kind of sussy. Okay. Come on. Come on, my butt. Alright, there we go. Bro, I'm gonna have to take off these hats eventually, bro. Look at that. Want me to send you some fat sounds? No, I don't. Why are you clipping it? What did I say? Wait, what did I say? What are you clipping? Come on, my butt? No, you're too young, Timmy. I know you like. You know when the song starts because it starts with I cut fade to black? Okay, I'll try to remember that. We know you like to moan. Bro, I say come on my butt sometimes, alright? It's not a big deal. Bro, what the hell, bro? Oh, that wasn't that bad. My brain is getting destroyed, but on the other news, we picked up Drain Punch. Let's go. I don't even know if we'll need that. Alright, if we have 7 orange berries, we could get Drain Punch. I mean, natural gift, which we don't need. Feels. Alright, we have to be very careful here. We have to avoid every trainer, okay? Oh! Oh! Yo, I'm a goddamn god gamer! Alright. 5% chance to get a milk tank and 1% for a snubble. What will we get? It's Eradicate. Okay. Eradicate can suck my penis hole. What? Wait, what did he say? Moan or dogs will die. My dog already died, so I don't care if anyone else's dog dies. I mean, what? What did I say? I don't know. The last part? The last part? Moan or I will die. No. Moan or I will kill an Inky. Inky be like, I like that song a lot, Dino. Are you avoiding every trainer because they're Jews? Yeah. Yeah, this song is fucking hella good. Oh shit. Shanks. Shanks without the scar. I don't bother with wimps like you. The gym leader isn't here. Boo-hoo. Just let the sick Pokemon go. Goodbye. What a fucking asshole, bro. Alright, now that he's gone. Let's moan together. You guys are horny, Jesus. Just download Tinder, guys. Is the music too loud or is it okay, guys? That's very relaxing, am I right? Y'all are horny. It was? Oh, okay. Thank you for that. That's so sweet. My head is starting to hurt. Alright, next thing I do in the game. I have to get a good rod. There's so many items we have to get today. The good rod should be here or the one underneath. Try it, please, Moan. It's very relaxing. Nah, it's okay. When I first got SoulSilver and learned how to name my rival, I knew he was supposed to be a jerk, so I named him Momo Pop. Wait, what does Momo Pop means? I don't know what that means. Momo from Avatar? Please ping. Can I ban them? No, Inky wouldn't ban me, so you could ban Chungus though. I'm just joking. When I get money, I'll gift you subs. Let's go. Then I'll moan when you give me money. Where do I have to go? Charge beam, northeast of lighthouse. Charge beam. Charge beam. How do I go northeast, bro? Oh, Gucci. Oh my! Is it one? Is it that shit again? Tyler, is it that bullshit song again? My ears. Alright, bet. Can I whisper you something and you'll respond? Now I have a trick. Alright, bet. Dinel's gonna make Ping moan when he comes over. Oh, you're getting me excited. That's getting me excited. This is a different bullshit song? Oh, okay. It better be good, bro. Why, how am I supposed to go northeast of the lighthouse, bro? That makes no sense. It says charge beam is on a tiny beach northeast of the lighthouse, and I have to get there with surf. That's what I wrote in my notes. Do I have to... Huh? I literally can't go there, bro. Whatever, fuck it. We don't need it. Oh no, here we go. You have at least 600 hours in this game? Jesus Christ. So you could help me out. Where was I supposed to go? Alright, we're supposed to pass by this guy. Oh, that was close. We're forced to verse this guy. There we go. You see it? What the fuck are you guys whispering at each other? This song is better, right? I guess so. They're both really good, though. My head works. Do it? You want me to ban you? Alright. Listen, just remember that you asked for it, okay? I have to make sure not to level up too much. There we go. And we're first to verse this guy too. No, you put me to sleep. You put a gun on me. A water gun. Alright, we killed it. Yes, we're gonna go get Medicino for Ampharoso. Click on the share button and copy the link if you're using the app. If you're using the website, just copy and paste the URL. Wait, you responded like 20 minutes later. No? Unless Bug messaged you. Nah, that funky melody is better. Yeah. You need to get a Shinwood to get the medicine. Yes. No, I know all that stuff because I wrote down all the... I prepped before Nuzlocke. I spent like an hour to 2 hours prepping out everything I'm gonna do for the stream. Ooh, this song's really hot. What I didn't know is I'm trying to get Charge Beam, which is northeast of the lighthouse. I don't know how to get there, but it's okay. The hook? Yeah, the hook is mad good. Wait, not you. I talked to Aniki. Don't ban me. You're good. Chungus, look at Whisper. Bro, what are you guys saying? Do you remember the time where the chat wanted to be timed out and banned? Yeah. Good times. Good job, Dino. Thank you. Inky is being kind of sussy baka. Yo, what's up, Blaster? Yeah, I like this song. Shut up. Whoa. Who are you saying shut up to? Ping Pong Moosters? Because that's fair. Why delete? You deserved it. If a mod deletes your message, just know that means you deserved the deletion. Alright. Yo. Going. Bag manip. Okay. I need to bag manip this person. Guys, do you believe in me? Watch this. No! I messed it up. How did I mess that up? Oh, it's a big birdo, and it's dead. That's fine. We got the easy XP. Holy shit, we invisible. Okay, we're back. No conspiring in chat. Bro, calm down. I am calm, bro. I could barely move my head. You know what? I couldn't see anything. I still can't see anything. Look how short I look, bro. What happened? I'm watching you, Inky. That's kind of sus, bro. What if I said ping is so cool and it gets deleted? Is it deserved? Yes. Yes. You would probably have to say ping is godlike. Ping is so fucking cool that he's a god. You can't just say I'm just cool. Honestly, mods, maybe delete that comment. I'll just do a random video. Oh, is that Spanish? Listen, we live in America. You should speak like American here. Yo, Ethan, what's up? Thank you. Thank you, Dinell. That's scary. Wait, which thing that just happened was scary? Ping is a god. Good job. Good job. That's a good message. Thank you, Nathan. What is ping? Ping is a god. Ping is my name. Like my real name. My legal name. Bro, my hair looks so ugly. Why does it look so ugly? May I ask you to get some medicine for me, please? You couldn't call someone? The Pokemon world is so scary, bro. There's no cell phones. There are no pagers. How are you supposed to know when there's a problem? Whee! I'm glad you like the song. I do. Don't shave it next time? True. How you doing, Ethan? I'm happy it's shaved. It did. He's not a god. He's a mage god. True. I am a mage god. Inky Stinky. Inky, how are you doing? I missed you. I haven't spoken to you in so long. I'm so gonna get banned. Nah, you won't. You're not gonna get banned. Deleted messages are different, you know. You're not gonna get banned. Unless you are. No, you're not gonna ban. Route 40. I miss you too. Aww. We got some awesome chat. Aww. Obsession. Damn, Bug, you're obsessed with me, bro? I don't blame you. Alright, now I have to go to Route 40. I have to go to Route 40. And then I have to... How the do I get to Route 40? This song is only okay, actually. Oh my god, I almost went the wrong way. It's literally this way. Inky, maybe a timeout if you play your cards right. True. Yes. Never seen before. Come on to me on my stomach? Huh? Wait, why can't I surf? Squeeze my... Yeah. What is this song, bro? Jesus. Crawl to me on your stomach. Bro, for 100 subs, I'll do that. If someone gifts 100 subs right now, I will crawl. To you on my stomach. Oh, the beach is right here. Oh. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. The fuck is this, bro? This is not Gucci gang. I couldn't do it, Chungus. I have failed. Anime moan sound effect. Wow. It's like I can't see that being requested in 13 minutes and 20 seconds. Play my cards right. What are you trying to say? You're so inappropriate, Jesus. Oh, wait. Oh, there's no Pokemon here. We're fine. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. It was in the song. I know it was. I'm saying, if someone does that, I will do that for 100 subs. That's all I'm saying. You gonna remove the moan sound effect that was added? Maybe. Yes, I am Jesus. What about my song Obsession? It'll come, bro. It'll come just like every person does in their lifetime. Unless you die when you're like 5 seconds old or something. then you're probably not coming. All right, there's a 7% chance to get a Chincho in this route, okay? 7% chance. If we get this, we are gods, and I will gift 5 subs on stream. I shouldn't say dumb stuff like that. If this is a Chimchow, I will give Chinchow, I will gift 5 subs. What is it? What is it? Oh, I hit some magic card. No money for you. Ah, that's good. That's very good. You leave you be. It's so easy to skip these areas in the game. It's kind of crazy. Yo, crazy. I'm a lazy. I'm a daisy. Now your turn. Oh. Ooh. 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 Yeah. 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 Ooh. What are they saying? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's Russian. These I'm good. How are you? Yo. Super duper relaxing. Oh, the moans. Yo. Yo. Yo, look the other way. Wyman, am I right? I'm joking. Yeah, yeah. Why'd you turn so horny, Bug? Inky, I understand. Inky is always like that. When I'm here. Wait, why can't... Oh, I can't run away. Shit, Tentacle gives a lot of XP. That is not good. Alright, we're in Chinchilla City. Let's go. This is where the next gym is. It's a fighting gym. I have a question. Is the moaning will be after the obsession? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I added a song to the queue. Can you remove it? Is it the latest song that you added? Alright, let's get that medicine, baby. Give me this medicine. Secret potion filled with conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. That's what I meant to say there. Women! If it's the latest song, all we gotta do is wrong song. Alright? If it's not the latest song that you added, then I'll just get rid of it. I'll just get rid of it. I'm too nice of a person. Oh, that's the next song. Yeah. Don't worry. We'll get rid of it. Yo, this song's mad good. Ethan put it. Oh, can you send this to me on Discord for like Spotify or something? I removed it for you, Phoenix. We gotta pay to play songs we want. You don't have to pay. Do you like to do what boys do? Depends on what boys do. I swear, it's like 12-year-old babies. I'm in shock about your age came in. He scared me into giving my prize Pokemon away. Ha! Sucks to suck. Now we're gonna steal your Pokemon. I mean, what? This is the new Pokemon. Oh, we can't get it yet. I mean, maybe. I'll play it another time. Okay. Am I gonna hear moaning right now? Alright. Let's get Gyarados out of there. Great Pokemon, but we can't use him. And let's get Shuckle to the T. Oh, I just said the secret Pokemon name. You know what I mean? I do. Ha! This video contains content from Digital Minds Ltd, who has blocked it in your country. And I skipped that. You just got... you got bamboozled. Your song is gone. Thanks for the follow, Gorilla. You have quite an interesting name there. Anyway. Same right now, just kidding. What? No, my song. Your song doesn't play in US, bro. I'm sorry. Alright, let's pick up the new Pokemon. Because it's a gift Pokemon, it counts for our encounter for this area, but... Joking too, I love your follow notification, it's cute, thank you. I worked on it myself. Oh, but it's supposed to say, thanks for the follow. I didn't hear it say that. Wait, we can't use Shuckle. Holy shit, we can't use it. Because it's not nicknamed. Wait, let me look at our rules and see if it's okay. If you forget to nickname a Pokemon, you must release it. I didn't forget to nickname it. It just didn't come nicknamed. So therefore, if I do nickname it, we should be fine. Oh, so smart. Let's go nickname Shuckle, our new Pokemon. Now, where can we nickname? Where to nickname
Thanks for the swallow.
SoulSilver. Thanks for the swallow. I got you. Bro, your song can't play, Bug. It doesn't play in the United States. Zelolech. US. America. It's only in Israel, bro. I guess. I don't know. Where can I change my Pokemon's name? From the Pokemon goes around. Oh, we already have access to this. North towards the gate to Route 35. Okay, I think we're gonna nickname it. So we can't use Shuckle right now, which is fine. I don't care about using him, to be honest. So we're gonna use Shuckle after we get access to Fly, which is after we beat the 5th gym. Alright? Let me just write down that we got Shuckle. With some crown. Oh, what hat do you want? Moan, 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 moan. The song is another version? Oh, okay, maybe it'll work. Ping, 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 ping. They're all on the floor. Oh my god, bro. It's in Israel and US? Oh, okay. Oh my god. I love how you live in Israel and you spelled Israel wrong. Kind of funny. But I mean, it's in English, that's why. Okay, Bug. Oh, shit. Bro, you're such an asshole, bro. You said Bug. Because it's hard to put anything on top of... I mean, Taco. You said Taco because it's hard to put... Taco Ping! Anything on top of Taco Hat. Bro, this shit is hard to... Oh, my God. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna put a bigger cooldown for this. Alright, so now we can verse the next gym. I just found a problem. We don't have any flying type Pokemon. But technically we can't use Shuckle right now. So I'm gonna take Shuckle, I'm gonna shove it up. No, I'm just gonna put it here. Ooh, it has Bite and Encore. That's not that good. Taco Ping! Taco Inky. Oh, I like this song. Finally, a good song. I'm just joking. The Korean music Dinell put was good. Alright, so technically, maybe we should train our Pokemon, because we could push them to level 31. Oh, I fucked it up. Yeah, we're gonna have to verse Chuck. Chuck is a schmuck. I'm gonna have so much confidence that I'm not even gonna prep for this fight. Yeah, I'm not prepping for it. I'm just gonna hope our starter could carry. Sees. Look. He's so into his training, he doesn't seem to notice you. We're gonna verse this guy. I mean, Hitmonlee is kind of scary, but we killed it. Thank God, bro. Hitmonlee is actually insanely scary. Black or white. That was good, right? Ping, I'm your biggest fan. If you were my biggest fan, you would give me billions of dollars, so... Doctor! Ping pong! What's up, bro? You know what? I can't! Bro, these hats are too much, bro. I can't. I'm putting a cooldown. I'm putting a bigger cooldown. I can't deal with them. They can't fit on my head. You know what else can't fit on my head? No, just the hats. The hats are the only thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to channel points. Hats off to you. Oh, it has a 10-minute cooldown. We're gonna make it a 20-minute cooldown. Wait, did I make it a 20-minute or a 2-hour cooldown? 1200 seconds is how many minutes, guys? 1200 seconds. 60 seconds is a minute. 600 is 10. That's 20. Look at these muscles, bro. Thank you, bro. Sad. Inky is your biggest fan. That does not mean they're stupid. Oh. What? I don't think Inky is stupid. I'm joking, Inky. I'm sorry. How's this guy a fighting typing gym leader? So true. He has got a big beer belly. Well, it's because he works out his he's a power lifter, so he has a belly, you know. I think that's why. Inky, thanks for saying you're my biggest fan. You bet 20 minutes. Thank you. You better keep it on for the full 2 hours then. Yeah. I put it 20 minutes. Oh, I tried to run away. What did you say? I'm leaving. No, I said you're the best. I'm sorry. Stop moaning. You're such a child. We're just gonna verse everyone here just to get the XP. These guys are sucky cocky, bro. You see? He used Fire Punch. That actually would have done a lot of damage. Moan. There you go. 1 moan is okay. 500 is a little too much. Moan if you think I'm the best. There, I moaned. It was a short moan. The shorter the moan, the more I think that you're the best. So, you're welcome. Me and Inky still waiting for you to... I literally just moaned. Whoa. What an emote. You guys are too horny. Good enough, I guess. Aw, thank you. Thanks for the moans, bro. That's how I know I picked the right mods. Oh, shit. You screeched. That could have been dangerous. You know what's funny? It's louder for you guys than for me. So I don't even hear it that much. Moan real. If not, me and Inky will leave. You guys gotta go to you guys gotta go to horny jail, okay? Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not. Oh my god, bro, chill. Don't put me in. You guys asked for it, and now I'm going to jail. I just moaned for you, okay? Why are you leaving? I moaned. Jesus, this is totally not annoying or anything. Oh, okay, that's good. Yes. What, are you gonna watch it and repeat in the bathroom? Kind of sussy baka. Yes? What? I'm happy now? Okay. Are they saying low life in this song? Well, we actually need to train our guys. Maybe I shouldn't have skipped all those trainers. Using rare candies here would kind of feel like cheating. So we're not gonna do that. Saturn. Sir, get down. I'm sorry. What if I start moaning when I get down? What would you do then as a police officer, sir? Yes, I will. What the hell? That's pretty hot. I filmed it, caught on 4K. What do you mean caught on 4K? Oh, you guys don't hear it. Wait, StreamerBot is not working. The buttons are not working. Why? It was literally working before. I hate. Why does it do this? Why it do this? Like, I don't get it. Okay, now it works. Okay, now it works. Now if I press 4K. There we go. Huh? It still doesn't work. It doesn't. Whatever. It's. I have to fix so much. If you spam moan on TTS again, I swear. True. Sadistic. Dog. How do I send the ah? Send it to me. Moan, moan, moan. I'd arrest you still because it's my job. What if I liked it? Also, I'm gonna make quesadillas. Oh, not today. Bro, so why you mentioning it, bro? When you make them, I want to see a picture, bro. They better look good. Also, no, I'm not. Oh. Never mind. Never mind. What? Oh, shit. Wait, does that count as the encounter in this... in Cianwood? Whatever. No one noticed. It's okay. Oh, wait. I already got Shuckle. It doesn't matter. Every day. I don't think Chungus is in the Discord, though. Day, every day. I literally skipped all these trainers just to verse them. You guys smoke weed every day? All the smoking weed songs sound so good. Just guys, put exclamation point Discord in chat. Someone do it. Do it. Do it for the meme. Bro, how many Pokemon does this guy have? Jesus. 8500. No, just... Alright, fine. I guess he doesn't want to join the Discord. Wait, do you not want to join the Discord, Bug? Thank you, Doctor. If you want to join the Discord, you could join there. If you just want to talk to Inky, then you could just add her. Well, that's kind of sussy buka. Accept me. E. What is this song? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, drink. Oh, this is the best part of the song. Oh! Zip Zap is evolving. Let's go! Why? This sounds like shit. Alright, bye, Nathan. I'm sorry, Phoenix. I can't. Anytime you put that shit, bro, like, I can't handle more than 30 seconds of it. Can you put the original of that? Thanks for the applause. Bye, Nathan. Oh, this is a karaoke song. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm sorry, Phoenix. It's just a little too much for me. Thunder Punch. Do we teach Thunder Punch? Thunder Punch does 75 damage. I would take out Rock Smash, but I can't. You know what? Let's take out Thunder Wave. Fuck it. Thunder Punch is better. Now I'm just gonna add it here. Action. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Ampharos. It's Ampharos, guys. All right, here we got Ampharos. There we go. Look at that team, baby. Look at that team. Why is Stream Elements audio not working, though? I gotta write a note. Stream Elements audio fix. All the audio is getting fucked up lately. You love the song? The song sounds no talent. You're saying bye to me? What? Why bye to me? Are you leaving, Inky? Why are you leaving? I love the song, you bitch. No, you're mine. I'm so confused. Alright, what is this? We got Pluck, which is a flying move. Alright. Should we verse the fighting gym first? Let's verse him first. You're still here? Oh, okay. I'm never leaving? Great. I was just joking. Great. Did you like the video of him moaning? Did you actually send a video of me moaning? Y'all are on another level. Oh, that's a high level. Okay, we could get to level 31. I do love the video of him moaning. Do you want the video too? Yeah, sure. Send it to me. Bro, I could hear myself moan anytime I want. I just moan. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Why am I training here? What am I doing? What are you doing, stepsis? Alright, we're gonna use rare candies. But before that, we're gonna save the game. Because we actually got, believe it or not, we got a lot done so far. I can't believe an hour passed already. You guys are so fun. Oh my god. So now we gotta beat Chuck. Fuck the Chuck. Right? Well, not fuck him. We gotta beat him. But not like beat him like that. We gotta like beat him in a Pokemon battle. What is my Discordo? Thank you, Inky. That's my Discordo. It's the only way to keep in contact with me. Perfect. The song ended. Bro, Obsession is not working. Your song is not working, bro. It's blocked. It's blocked like this car. It's blocked. Okay? It's blocked. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alright, we're gonna put some intense music that won't be playing, possibly. We're gonna play that music when we verse the guy. Okay. For now, I just gotta figure out who to push. First, we gotta use our rare candies. Okay. Everyone has to be level 31. Everyone has to be level 31. My song never played. Your song is still... Bro, you gotta wait. It'll play eventually. Phoenix sent me a flower. Aww. I sent you the video. Look at it. My song too. Your song can't be played. I literally explained it to you, but you're just ignoring me, so I'm just gonna stop explaining it. Alright, we gotta get everyone to level 31. Level 30? Oh, he wants to learn Rock Tomb. It's worse than Rock Throw. We're not gonna go with that. Level 31. Because it's blocked. It's blocked, bro. Your song is blocked. Blocked like this cock. Okay, your song is blocked, okay? I'm sorry. That is why the song won't be played. Even the other version was blocked. I literally showed it on stream. If you don't get that, I'm sorry, but it's blocked. Calm Mind. Oh, that's not a bad move. Let's take out Lear for Calm Mind. Ugh, yeah, I'm sorry. I listened to it in spirit, okay? I'll tell you that much. That much is a lie. I'm just joking. Everyone level 31. Baby got back. Yeah. Nah. I sent you the video of you moaning. I'm not gonna look at it right now. I'll look at it after I beat this gym battle. Because then I'll feel like moaning, if you know what I mean, you know? Because I'll feel very proud of myself. Do we want to teach Swift? Swift does... I want to take out Cut, but I can't. I guess we're forced to take out Smokescreen. Smokescreen could come in use later. Now, how do we verse him? I'm gonna have to strategize a little over here. Yes, Confuse Ray. We'll take out Sound Attack. Okay, the good thing is he only has 2 Pokemon. That's the good thing. Go to SoundCloud and search Obsession Console. It's not blocked. Well, it's blocked on my thing. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's blocked, but it's blocked. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna put Gyarados here. For those wondering why we used rare candies, it's because grinding is annoying and there's not much of a difference. Okay. Now we go into battle. We must beat this gym. Look at him. All the water is going off of his head. But you didn't do it on SoundCloud? Oh, that's so much work. You want me to go to SoundCloud? Nah, I'm not doing that. Listen, you could put any song from YouTube that works. Oh, that's going to be enough for me. Oh. My hats fell. Okay. Will we lose this battle? I freaking hope not. I think we're gonna go with Ampharos here. We're gonna start the battle with Ampharos and hope the Thunderbolt sweep. He has a level 29 Primeape and a level 31 Poliwrath. Actually, because of that, we're not gonna start with Zip Zop. Zip Zop is a little too strong. We're gonna start with Syl, our starter. I don't hate you, Bug. I despise you. I'm joking. I make that joke way too much. Not a good joke. Alright, Primeape, level 29. And we have Quilava, level 31. Y'all moaning too much. Quilava with Flamethrower. No more moans. I know, right? It's too much. Well, it stopped. Okay, so we could take out Primeape in 2 hits. The problem is, Primeape is faster than us. Okay? So then we have to figure out, We gotta go, Guys, go, Oh yeah, we have Charcoal on him. I forgot about that. The Charcoal's gonna help a lot, actually. Charcoal will make it so it's a definite 2-hit KO. The song playing right now is my own song, because it's just for gym battles. I play my own song, and then after the gym battle, we go back to the song requests, okay? Okay. Okay, okay. Primeape has Rock Slide. Rock Slide is its most annoying move that it could hit us with. So if it hits us with Rock Slide on our starter, shit, it could actually take out our starter. But we can't use our starter. Moan, 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 moan. Don't cry. He's okay. TTS got tired of it. Can I please turn off TTS? I mean, you don't hear it, right? Guys, stop moaning. Or I'm gonna time you out. Oh, I'm gonna time you out. The song playing is my own song as of the moment. Okay, we could get hit by Rock Slide with Ampharos, and we could survive and take out Primeape in 2 hits. The problem then becomes his ace, okay? You know what his ace is? Because I don't remember. What is his ace? Poliwrath, I think? Poliwrath, yeah. Poliwrath, on the other hand, is a bit scary. He has Surf and Body Slam as moves to hit, and Hypnosis, which of course is going to hit, because we're going to get unlucky. And Body Slam might paralyze. Well, actually, paralyze, I don't think. Ampharos has Thunderbolt, though. So we basically need to kill, get a crit, or get very lucky. Nice, Timmy. Nice. Let's go moan on Discord. All right, bet. I don't want to get timed out. Timmy! No more moaning. Stop moaning. Why we like moaning? I don't know. I don't know why. So what we have to figure out now is we can't use our starter. We have to figure out if using Traveler or Buck You is worth it. So I'm going to look at some of the stats right now of our Pokemon. And while I do that, I'll leave the background music. Alright, you're getting timed out. I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it, Bug. I'm timing you out. I'm sorry. Sorry. Stop spamming shit, bruh. Too far. Yeah. I look for 3 seconds. What the fuck is that? Hey, right? I know. Sumimasen. Don't time me out, please. No, I warned you and you didn't do anything. I warned both of you, but Bug kept going. Stop spamming. Stop spamming. We don't want to make everyone spam, right? Stantler has Stomp.
Fart.
But he could get... Actually, he's okay on Poliwrath. No, he could get killed by Poliwrath. I have to see what Pokemon I could set up with. Fart. Fart is okay. I did haha, not moan. Yeah, but you're spamming shit. I guess you're right. You didn't do moan. That's why I untimed you out. Just stop spamming shit, okay? Stop spamming. The Pokemon can check the foe's held item. Alright. Who can we set up with? We could actually set up with Buckyu. We could push for a Confuse Ray. We could push for it with a Confuse Ray and then change out. Or we could just use Confuse Ray with Traveler, since Traveler already has it. We have 2 Pokemon with Confuse Ray, which is pretty good. Let me see. Travel. Hey, thanks for the sub, bro. At least he didn't ban you. If it's not...
Stop spamming
Spam
and
it.
stop saying moan.
It's literally 2
Smiley
seconds.
face. Gamer for life 42 just resubscribed for 3 months.
Guess who here? Level up.
Hashtag level up.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for the sub. I'll play guitar for you in a second. If I want to spam, it'll be 1 minute. Then you will get banned. Stop saying moan. Exactly. I love the notification. Thank you. You know what happens when someone subs? I play guitar. I play guitar for the person who has subbed.
Ping shat in my pants.
Is TTS not on a cooldown? Did I screw up? Thank you for the
Monkey do very good.
Thank you for the sub, gamer. Yeah. Oh, it's your first time seeing it? Yeah, that's what we do.
Monkey do bad.
It's just
Monkey
not
do
long?
very
Oh,
bad.
okay. I should stop signing my points phone VIP. True. Pink shat in my pants. I did not. I shat in my pants, not in your pants. That was beautiful. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu, as they say. Okay. What did I want to check? Umbreon. How you doing, gamer, bro? How you doing? We're all
We are
immature.
all immature.
Speak for yourself. I am not immature. Yeah, I'm immature too. But on stream, I'm a very serious person. Well, I'm just trying to get this. I don't want to lose this Nuzlocke. So, Umbreon has Confuse Ray. Let's see if we could tank moves from Poliwrath. It looks like we could tank some moves. And then what was the first Pokemon he had again? Am I forgetting already? You guys are making me forget. Primeape. I want to see if Primeape is... Wait, fighting is super effective on Dark. I'm dumb. This is not good. But his only move that could actually hit is Rock Slide. Oh, I just thought of a plan. Okay, I think this is the plan. This is definitely the plan. Traveler will go in with Confuse Ray and then push Payback. No, actually, we have to go Payback right away. So we're going to use Payback. And since we go second, we should do double damage. So that does more than half damage. And we're going to take out Primeape. After taking out Primeape, we're going to Confuse Ray on the next Pokemon and then switch out. I think that's the plan. Oh, why did I moan? I think that's the plan. What did you send me? Ping, do you want us to talk about last night? What happened last night? Still working on time trials? Oh, nice. Damn, you're gonna be an even bigger god in Mario Kart. When I was younger, I thought Primeape's name was pronounced Primeape. I wasn't moaning all of last night. Jesus. He keeps sending me the moan video. Oh. I think someone's excited. Every time he does it, I will. Bruh. What, when I left, did you guys just talk about moaning? Like, what happened? I don't feel like we moaned that often, did we? There was a lot of farts, but... I'm gonna go with... Traveler? Yeah, so we're gonna go with Traveler. we're gonna take the Pokemon out, and then on Poliwrath we're gonna Confuse Ray, and then we'll switch out. If Traveler is too hurt, we'll switch out to Buckyu, to Confuse Ray, and then we'll push to Zip Zop to take him out. I think we should be fine. We have 5 Pokemon. That's quite a bit. All right, let's do it. Not only the moaning video. The things you searched up. Bro, you searched it up. You showed it to me, bro. You told me to search it up. Okay? All right. I'm gonna put battle music. Just for this battle. I really hope we don't lose anyone. But I don't think we will. This is the least prepped I am for a gym battle, I think. But I think we'll do good. I hope we'll do good. We watched the movie and then he fell asleep and I dipped and did some homework. Oh, okay. Okay. Hit me. No. I think I requested the same song on accident. Yes, you did. It's okay. Let's go with Payback. He used double team? Oh my god. Wait, that's actually annoying. I did not expect double team. Double team is very annoying. This could be really bad if I don't crit and he uses double team again and I miss. What? I'm such an idiot. Payback did so much less than I thought. Okay, I gotta go Confuse Ray. No! I missed! No! Umbreon might die! I'm such an idiot! That's why you're supposed to prep for battles. Dark is weak to fighting. I'm a dumbass. The thing is, I knew his only move was Focus Punch. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just attack him. Because if I attack him, he can't use Focus Punch. But then I used Confuse Ray for some reason, thinking that he'll go double team again. That was so dumb. Bug, I'm timing you out. Like, why would I go watch the video right now? Like, think about it. Ugh. Raw moment indeed. I'm a dumbass, bro. Umbreon is so good. I'm gonna go flamethrower here. This is also kind of dumb because Sil could die from a rock slide. Thank you for the hydrate. But we took it out, thank God. Oh. This is not good. I was just thinking he has 2 Pokemon. We're gonna win easily, and I didn't think about anything I did. That was so stupid. I'm such an idiot. All right. For this, I'm gonna change. So much of our team dies to rock. Thanks for the follow, Sophie. You got this. I believe in you. Thank you. What do I change to, bro? I think he's gonna go for Surf. Zip Zop will tank too much damage. I think he's gonna go for Surf. I'm gonna go to Buckyu. I don't remember his moves. Ampharos probably your best. Yeah, but I want to Confuse Ray first. Really? He went for... Jesus. He does too much damage, bro. And he paralyzed. I wanted to Confuse Ray first, but now I don't think I can. And it's so annoying to switch out too because he has Focus Punch too, so it's risky. Shit. I think I'm gonna Confuse Ray. If he kills Buckyu, it is what it is. If he crits and kills him, it is what it is. If he doesn't crit, are you? Oh, come on, bro. Oh, I was playing so smart until now, and I didn't plan this gym battle. I'm playing so dumb. All right, at least we got a free switch into Zip Zop. Yeah. Sophie, it sucks. I mean, Thunderbolt is what we have to do here. Like, I don't see anything else. This is a Sag. even if we win this battle, which I think we will, we lost so many guys. And he's faster than me, bro. See, I was scared to take Ampharos out because of Focus Punch and because of Are you serious? Thunderbolt was not supposed to do that much damage. It was supposed to do like 40% when I was looking at the Poke Calculator. Why did it do so much? He probably has a bad nature. You were right, Sophie. I think I should have just switched straight into Zip Zap. There it is. There's his Focus Punch. I played that so dumb. I was reading chat. You got this. I believe in you. Thank you. I was reading chat and I got distracted that I forgot this is a Nuzlocke. I can't just chill, especially for a gym battle. That was so bad. That was really bad, bro. That was not good. Literally the only gym leader that has 2 Pokemon. I got too cocky. We didn't lose. We pretty much lost like almost no one until now. We just lost Knocked Out and I played that really bad. I played that really bad. Rip indeed. Rib Bug Chungus. True. L plus ratio. He's questioning why he timed it out. Then he should remain timed out if he didn't understand. I told him why I timed him out. I'm gonna be a bit more of an asshole. Sorry. Bro, like I just lost the Pokemon and he's like, check out this video. I'm like, just there's a right time to say things and a wrong time. That was super bad. That was so bad. I can't believe I played it that bad. That was. See, when I get distracted and I'm not thinking about the game, sometimes I make really dumb mistakes. I'm not questioning why he timed him out. Yeah. All right. Well, it is what it is. Here's the music that you guys put. You put the song again. That's annoying. I have to put them in the deaf category now too. No, I didn't ban him. I just timed him out. I don't ban for most things. Unless someone's really bad. Bro, I can't believe like we beat Miltank and we beat Morty. Those are like the third and fourth gyms are pretty hard in this game, or second and whatever, third and fourth I think, are pretty hard in this game, and we did them fine. But to lose on the gym that only has 2 Pokemon, like Jesus. That was really bad playing by me. You hate ads? Ads do suck. Sag, that's Twitch. What was the other? I hate that Miltank with a burning passion. Yeah, we got so lucky with that Miltank. It barely did damage on us. I forgot what we did exactly, but I think we got lucky because it didn't crit. It didn't. I mean, we had a plan anyway, so it was a good chance that we wouldn't die. But for this gym battle, I didn't think enough. Did you have a fighting type move? I had Rock Smash, but I had like Thunderbolt, which was more powerful because of the game corner. I got the TM for Thunderbolt and Ice Beam and stuff, and Flamethrower. So it was easy to kind of sweep. Rip for real, I'm leaving. Okay. Bro, did you not understand why I timed you out? Who did we just lose? We just lost Umbreon and going crazy. Stantler. I was pretty excited to get Stantler too. He was like a 5% chance of getting him. And I screwed up and we lost him. And Umbreon especially, bro. I spent so much time going back and forth to get its friendship level up. That's what I get for playing like dumb. Yeah, Umbreon died. I'm dumb. And we could only use Gen 2 Pokemon in this hardcore Nuzlocke, so that was really bad. The good thing is we have what's his name? Bro, chill. I didn't spam, I didn't mean, I just told you one time to watch it. You didn't tell me one time, you told me multiple times. And you told me right when I lost the Pokemon in the game. Like, I know a lot of people don't watch for me playing the game. They watch to interact with me, but like, you said it so many times, Bug. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna time you out because you're not even understanding why I did it. So I just don't want to deal with it right now. No, I timed out Timmy by accident. You got lucky, bro. Whatever. Oh. You can time me out for any reason. It's my stream, yeah. And I almost never time. I don't like timing people out. I don't like banning people, but. All right, bro. You know what? Now I actually am gonna time you out. Here, I guess I'm gonna regret it. Sorry, Timmy. I timed out Timmy by accident. He had a clean record too. I'm gonna give you a strike too. 3 strikes and you're out. That's how it works here. Cause I'm too nice. It's alright. It's cause someone messaged and then it went off, you know? I wanna build a community that's chill, you know? Like, if you're getting so ass mad for getting timed out for like a minute and then I untimed you, like, I don't know. That's just chill, bro. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Dantler is dead. Oh, Sedge. So we don't use Gyarados for those wondering. We just have her for Surf. That's why her name is Surf. And Shuckle we can't use because we have to nickname all our Pokemon, and we got it as a gift Pokemon. So we're going to go to the nickname Raider and nickname Shuckle for what you guys want to nickname him at. You're going to regret it because you'll wake up tomorrow and be Catholic. I know. Dude, now he's saying some shit. All right, whatever. I don't care. Wait, is he saying it in my Discord? Then I care. It's getting so toxic. Ooh, that's smart. Oh yeah, there's new tags. So what I was talking before what tags I should add for people to add me, and she said variety and Discord. That makes sense. I think variety is a good tag to add to the stream. No, he's not, I don't think. Yeah, he's not. He's probably cussing Ping out. It's okay, bro. Israelis are crazy. I'm Jewish. I've been to Israel. Okay? I'm not saying he's crazy, but he has to chill, bro. What's the tag we're going? And don't say toxic, prick. Then you're being toxic too, right? So it's okay. It's not a big deal. Umbreon. I'm so mad at myself for losing Umbreon too. That's so sad. Is that a timeout evasion right there? It's a Jimmy Fallon version. Oh wow, I got a follow for Bug Chungus too. I wonder who that is. Lol, indeed. Anyway. How are you doing, Sophie? I have no intel of the DLC tracks. Oh, cool. It's a different song? Oh, it's a different version, yeah? Okay. So we passed. We got Zip Zop evolved. Oh, Route 42. So we have to get a Pokemon that uses Fly right now. All right, this song is annoying. Sorry. That's his same account. I know. If he talks in chat, There we go. It's a different song, and the song is ew. Oh, that song was ew. Ice Gym is next, but we're gonna skip. No, not different version. I'm sorry. So you could do it in either order that you want. We're going to skip the Steel Gym because it has a level cap of 35 and go to the Ice Gym. I mean, it's not a big difference. We're probably gonna sweep with Sil with Palava for the Steel Gym, but yeah, we're gonna do that. But before we even go to the gyms, we're actually gonna have to get a Pokemon that can learn Fly. Because I'm dumb. I should have caught one for the Nuzlocke. Wait, no, what am I saying? Hoot Hoot should be able to, even though it's dead. We're just gonna use it for Fly. Because, yeah. You time me out, I thought I did something wrong. Nah, you're completely fine. I timed you out by accident, to be honest. So we're gonna use Fly. Please tell me Hoot Hoot can learn Fly. Okay, good. We're obviously not gonna use Hoot Hoot just to fly. That's all. And then we're basically going to try to get Heracross right now. If we get Heracross, that would be awesome. We're gonna nickname Shuckle, re-nickname him, and we're gonna do some other stuff, which is cool. My record, though. I know. I said sorry. I'm sorry. It was an accident. I didn't know you could skip it. I could, yeah. I got pics that show what types are coming in Wave 3. You should make a YouTube video about that. That would definitely blow up. I don't care that much, to be honest, gamer. Like, I like Mario Kart, but I don't care enough to know what's like in Wave 3. But yeah. Okay. Why are you sorry, Yankee? You're fine. Okay, so yeah. So first we gotta nickname everyone. Which does Adam Sandler? Does anyone know where the name raider is? I looked it up before and I already forgot. Name raider SoulSilver. I'm gonna look it up again. Oh, Goldenrod City, west of the gym. Goldenrod City, west of the gym. Okay. What are these songs, bro? I'm not I don't know why. I'm not in the mood for these songs right now. I think I might just put my Spotify music at this point. Sorry, guys. Sumimasen. Oh, this actually sounds cool. Alright, we'll leave this one on. This one actually sounds pretty good. Cool. Alright. West of Goldenrod, there should be the name raider. I think I went there accidentally before, too. What do you guys want to name him? Shuckle. Or her? I don't remember. What do y'all want to name Shuckle? Him. Hey, that's a good song. Yeah. Gamer, that's a good one. West of... This is not the Poke Raider. I had everything planned except knowing where the Poke Raider is. I don't know where the Poke Raider is. I think it's the 10th up north. Oh yeah, they said 10th. You're 100% right. It is the 10th up north. Thank you, Sophie. Okay, let us rate our Pokemon. Oh no, that was... Guys, that was his account. That wasn't an alt account. That he just unfollowed and followed. Okay, I'm too nice. Okay, I'm too nice. I'm gonna give him 2 strikes, and then if he says some shit, Pink said I can ban them if need be. Oh, I said that jokingly before, but now I might be serious. It's gonna be like strike 1. Pokemon died time. I think that'll remind me what happened. Okay, I don't want to ban people for one offense, you know, or whatever. I would have been so sad because I was actually requested chill and calm songs. Yeah, I like this song. Shuckle. Wait, this is the name. I'm such an idiot. The name changer, not the name raider. I'm so out of it today. I'm sorry, guys. Did I give you follow again? Aw, thank you. Yeah, I banned that ban was accidental. I thought it was a different account because you're Bug Chungus too instead of just Bug Chungus. You're good, bro. You're good. What is the name Raider? The name changer. Does the name Raider change your name? I always get confused with that stuff because I don't really use name Raiders, name changers that much. Pokemon name change, SoulSilver. I've done like 8 Nuzlocks by this point, and I'm still such a noob. How to rename Pokemon? Wait, it is him. Huh? It is him. Huh? Why does it? Why? Now I'm just confused. Don't say thank you. Say 10 times I'm sorry. What? If you said you regret what you did, why did I say sorry? I'll say sorry once for banning you accidentally. That's about it. Want me to rate them? Wait, I'm so confused right now. Chuckle. It is truly impeccable name. Do you not change it? My favorite game to Nuzlocke. So I'm trying to Nuzlocke every generation of games. So far, I've Nuzlocked Emerald, Pearl. I've Nuzlocked some games that aren't the main games, the canon games, some fan-made games also. Like, I really liked the Team Rocket one. That was really cool. From the main games, I would say Emerald so far I liked the most. But that's because it's my favorite game, so. All right, now you're banned forever. Bye, Bug. I'm sorry. I try to be nice, man. Now you're banned forever, bro. All these time trails, yet I'm not close to my mentor. Who's your mentor? Who do you consider your mentor? I'm too nice. I'm gonna stop being as nice as I have been. It is a low, but it's a sag. It is. It's okay. Mankalore. Is that another streamer? Look up his YouTube. Oh, he's like a god Mario Kart gamer. Okay, okay. I'll look him up a bit later. Right now, I want to figure out how to name change them. Maybe we'll name Shuckle after Sophie, since Sophie is new. Unless Sophie doesn't want that. How to rename... I'm so confused how to rename it, though. There are 2 name raiders. However, you cannot change the name of a traded Pokemon. Oh, that's why. Wait, so we can't use it. I've added on Switch and play with them on Twitch. Oh, that's cool. So according to our rules, if you read here, Pokemon of the same blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of rules, but no items in battle. If Pokemon faints, it must be released. If your party dies, you must reset. If you forget to nickname a Pokemon, you must release it. Technically, I didn't forget to nickname it, but it has no nickname. So I think I'm gonna be forced to release it here, or just not use it, which is kind of annoying. I thought it would add another person to our team, but that's okay. It makes it more exciting if we have less people to use. It's good I didn't add him on the team on the stream. If it's the wrong song, you want to do exclamation point wrong song, and then you should be good. All right, so I love how 2 people on our team are just there for HM usage. Damn, we lost four guys already. That's pretty bad. Yep, there you go, Ethan. All right. Since we have Shuckle, we can't use Shuckle now. Blah, blah, blah. Gym left side. Blah, blah. We don't need to give the medicine now. We could push towards Mahogany Town to do that part of the game first. But since we can fly, we'll just give the medicine and then we'll do that. I'm a believer. Olivine Town. Got a mine. Olivine Town. Where do I go? Where's the lighthouse? Let's go. Since we're already versed the trainers here. Oh, this is so much nicer. It's so much faster. We got you the medicine. What's her name again? Jasmine. I thought it was Janine for a second. Pelu, Pelu. You know what's really cool? You see Jasmine and Pokemon Pearl. I think that's really cool how they like match both of them. I'm a believer. Inky, is bug bothering you? I hope not. I'm in love. Ooh, I'm a believer. I wouldn't leave her till I try. This is Warder. Yeah, so that gives us Safari Zone. But Safari Zone, I already looked into it. We can't really get much from there. This game is really weird. For some reason, it feels like an extension of the first game, right? They only added some Pokemon, but there's so much like Gen 1 Pokemon. It's crazy. That's why I wanted to do Gen 2 only Nuzlocke. Also to differentiate them. Like I feel like it's so much easier to remember Gen 3 Pokemon than Gen 2. He kind of is, but I'm ignoring him. Oh, okay. It's fine? Okay, good. Yo, thanks for the bit, bro! Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it. Marilyn Manson, This Is Halloween. Then I saw her face, and I'm a believer. Killer is kind of poo-poo. Alright, now that we did that, we could go to Ekritik. And we're going to go right. We're going to go to a new route to possibly get Heracross by headbutting into trees. And then we're going to try to get Girafarig. So we're going to try to rebuild our team that just died. So that should be good. Oh, thanks. Where's Ekritik? That's a funny ending. I love you. Okay. Let's go with Sudowoodo. I think this is a copyright-free song. The one that's playing right now. All right, so we're in Route 42. We're going to be headbutting a bunch of trees right now. Two of your Pokemon, like, died. So sad. I know, right? And it was literally because I was reading chat and we're all just vibing. And up until this point, like, we lost one Pokemon, Hoot Hoot, which was already kind of trash, and we lost it to Sudowoodo, which we caught. So it kind of replaced Hoot Hoot. And up to this point, like, the gyms, we've been getting kind of lucky, and I've been using a lot of strategy or whatever to, like, beat the gyms. So for this gym, my brain was, like, off. I for some reason forgot that, like, Payback wouldn't do as much damage because it's a Dark-type move. And then I used Confuse Ray, letting him hit us with a Focus Punch. And then, you know when you lose one Pokemon, it just goes downhill because it's like you're already in that mood. You're not thinking. You're playing dumb. And that's what I did. Like, I lost Umbreon, and then I lost Stantler. But because of Stantler's death, we got the free switch into Ampharos. And if we got crit hit, we could have lost against Poliwhirl or Poliwrath. So it kind of helped. All Vlaki inspired songs are non-copyrighted. Oh, never mind. This sounds very copyrighted. 30% chance of a Heracross and 30% and 20% of an Apom. Both of which we can use. Either of which we could use. Come on. We gotta headbutt these trees. And then we gotta surf east to get to Mahogany. Ooh! Please, Heracross. Please. No, come on. Oh. It's goddamn Sparrow. Oh, Sag. That's okay, that's okay. What route did I say this was again? I have so many tabs open. Route 42. Sag. It's a goddamn Sparrow. Sparrow is Gen 1. We can't catch it. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We have more chances to get Pokemon. I can't believe we got a 5% encounter rate with with Stantler, and then Stantler is just dead. Alright. Now we just surf to get to Mahogany. And we skip a bunch of trainers and and try to get a giraffe rig in the next route. It is chill, yeah. I like it too. I like a lot of music that Chimmy puts, and I like chill music. I can't escape. Wait, Goldine might actually be able to kill me. I'm gonna switch into Zip Zop and then run away. Let's put Zip Zop first. The killer is way too slow. I forgot its speed stat is just super bad. We're gonna skip this area because we can't get Suicune anyway. Suicune pops up there if you go down there. And then that mountain doesn't have anything either. I already checked it. We could get a Tyrogue as a gift Pokemon, but that's after we have access to Waterfall and Surf. So right now it's... Well, we have Surf, but we don't have Waterfall, so it's kind of useless right now. We're just gonna skip these. Oh! I didn't realize he was that type of trainer. Probably has rock Pokemon, so we're gonna change into... This is a problem, bro. Our whole team dies to ground type moves. This is really, really bad. Oh, why am I using Thunderbolt? The good thing is it's only level 15. Geodude. Rock Smash actually is helping out. What the hell? You like the song? Oh, okay. Oh, it was Marilyn Manson? Okay. Mahogany Town. Ooh. So the reason we're going to Mahogany Town and skipping the previous thing, Gym Leader, is because I just want to verse Team Rocket first. So we get so we don't go over the level cap. Because it's very possible that we go over the level cap, especially since we only have 3 Pokemon now. Halloween is in 81 days. Nice. I'm probably not going to do anything for it, but maybe I'll dress up for stream. You finished a ping pong statue? Ooh, you have a picture of that? What did I want to do? Oh yeah, so now we're going to try to catch a Girafarig to replace our normal Pokemon that we just lost. There's nothing to do in Mahogany Town now, from my understanding. So let's try to get Girafarig. 30% chance for Girafarig here. 30% chance for Girafarig. Come on. Nothing is popping up. Okay. Come on, come on. It's a Venonat. That's okay. I mean, 30% chance is not that crazy. It just would have been useful. No, yeah, Traveler died, bro. I played really dumb and he died. You should dress up as another streamer, maybe Amaranth. True. I'd get so many viewers. The only thing we could do now... Oh. You know what? I don't want to versus this guy, actually. I didn't do the glitch and it worked, so let's go. The only thing we can do now is headbutt here for a Pineco. And that'll be the last Pokemon we could get before the Team Rocket headquarters. After Team Rocket headquarters, we're probably going to play some other game. And tomorrow we're going to verse Price and I always forget her name. The Olivine gym leader girl, Jasmine. So tomorrow we're going to verse both of them and do other stuff. But for today, we lost so much already. I don't want to... I feels bad, man. There's a lot we could get in the Lake of Rage, though. I wrote it down. I have to look at it. Why, PPY? Because I'm dumb, bro. I was reading chat, and I was just chilling, and I wasn't thinking. That's why. All right, let's first headbutt for Pineco. You know, apparently the encounter rates for trees, headbutting trees, is a thing. Like, there's different encounter rates. Like, depending on which tree you go to. But it's a bit complex, so I didn't look into it enough. I just figured there's enough trees to get a Pineco, you know? Come on. Some trees apparently are a higher percentage to even, like, pop out a Pokemon. You're gonna do parkour? Alright, see you, Nathan. Send the statue. I kinda wanna see it. Okay. Oh, Pokemon. 30% chance Pineco, which we could catch. Oh, okay. Luck is not on our side today. Lake of Rage. So for those wondering, in most Nuzlocks, you could keep going until you get a Pokemon that's not a duplicate. In my Nuzlocks, the way I do it, you only have your first encounter, only the first shot. Even if it's a duplicate, it doesn't matter. That's your only chance to catch that Pokemon. So, you're destroying it? Oh. Alright, don't send it then. Now we're gonna get a choice specs from Northeast. Got a choice specs, secret power, hidden power, and then we should be able to get experience share, which we needed for a while. Experience share is so useful. It's kind of crazy that it takes 5 or 6 gyms to get experience share in this game. Like, not all games are like that. That's quite a long time. There's the Gyarados. Before we do the Gyarados stuff, let's go up northwest, I think you could go. I think. That should be good. Honestly, I don't know how important secret power or hidden power will be. I just like catching more Pokemon just in case it comes in use later. Yeah, so this is probably... Oh, this is a red flute. I have to get all the way to the house up top. Why is it lagging so much? The controller is like bad, and it's making the game lag. It's lagging way too much. There's too much going wrong today. I gotta fix for tomorrow's stream. Most streams are not like this, I promise. Well, I mean, you guys know. Okay. I think I might end earlier than usual today, actually. All right. I should have looked at the path for this. This is so complex. I thought it would be so much easier. Oh, it's the other path. Oh. But yeah, I think for gym battles and like rival battles and stuff, I should be less concentrated on chat and more on the game. But otherwise, I should be fine. Why earlier? I don't know. I feel like we lost 2 Pokemon. You're my favorite streamer. Aww. I might be on the Discord to talk tonight. I think I will be. But yeah, we just lost 2 Pokemon. I feel so dumb. And we'll see. Did I just glitch through the trees there? We'll see. Let's go. True, but I also care for Ping's health. Thank you, Ethan. Hey, okay, so we got secret power and hidden power, which is really good. Now we have to go to Mr. Pokemon's house. Okay. And we'll do the Red Gyarados thing after. I just want to get XP share ready before I forget. So Mr. Pokemon's house was somewhere in the beginning, right? I think it's here. It's like after Cherry Grove City. That's true. I'm sorry. Health comes first. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just bug. It just like messed with my head. That's all. Like it. I really don't like banning people, but it is what it is. When will I get the streamer role for moving into streamer Discord, or do I need to be affiliated? It's not being affiliated and anything. It's just I feel like it makes things awkward for Jimmy. But unfortunately, VIP is current priority, so no hydrate or stretch. But I think you guys are pretty chill now, so I'll probably give you the streamer role soon. I'm Bendover. Ha, nice to meet you, Bendover. You always make that joke, bro. You gotta make a better joke. Unfortunately, VIP is current priority, so no hydrate or stretch for me. I'll hydrate on you for free. How you doing, boy? How you doing, boy? I went into the wrong house. Mr. Pokemon's house is all the way up there. Oh, hoot hoot memories. Hoot hoot memories again. Before I killed him. But what was I gonna say? The only thing, so I only want to give streamer roles to people who understand that I'm streaming. Streamer roles for when I'm streaming and I'm talking on Discord with people. You have to like be cognizant of what's going on stream, right? Like if I'm playing a bunch of Pokemon and you guys are, I don't know, like, or like if you're like talk over me a lot, like, you know, then I can't give you a streamer role. And something personal. It's just like for stream, you know? Wait, I thought I could do it here. I'm such an idiot. I literally need to beat the red Gyarados first. What am I doing? My head is off today. I'm literally off today. You see what I mean? That's why I was thinking of ending stream early, because my head is like I don't know. Lake of Rage is... Wait, we could fly to the Lake of Rage? I did not know that. Okay, so this is not as bad as I thought it was. The cows I named Lover 1 and Lover 2 are dead. Same with Staunch. What's Staunch? Oh, that's funny. Why are the cows dead, bro? Alright. There's no point of catching this because we can't use it, unfortunately. We're just going to run away and get the red scale. That's literally what I had to do before going to Cherry Grove City. What is this song? I gotta buy repels also. You're happy now. I don't even know this song. Thank you for the stretch, doctor. I'm sweating. Anyone else sweating in here? Before BB ends stream, can we watch the video I sent in Genshin? I'll just watch it up later. I'm not ending stream right now. Don't worry, Nathan. It's from Wicked. Oh, I've heard a lot of music from Wicked. I don't think I've... Is Wicked the one with the... the like witch that was a bad guy or something? I think I actually saw that in Broadway. Because New York. Because I live in New York. That's rare. I want it. Would you care to trade for it? Yeah, actually I would. I need an XP share. Thank you, sir. Now, we have to go into a lot of Pokemon battles for Team Rocket. And hopefully, not over level or have anyone die. So, oh, I definitely know this song. I think I watched... Yeah, I have watched musicals. I don't know the songs because I'm in choir. I think I know this song from... I do. I know this song from Just Dance and from Glee. I used to watch Glee when I was younger. Or at least Happy Nintendo made a New York track. Hell yeah, bro. I love saying that to people. Like, where's the California track? But there's a New York track. Wait, is that a new track? It's not, right? It's like from Tour or something? Oh yeah, so now we have to talk to Lance. Yeah. I'm like all over the place. But that's fine, because we got XP share. Just Dance? I used to play Just Dance? Yeah, my sister used to play it a lot. Cali track coming soon? I don't know, bro. It is Tour? Okay. I don't know. There he is. One of the coolest goddamn characters in Pokemon. You're Ping. I'm Lance, a trainer like you. He's so humble, bro. Literally saying he's a trainer is one of the strongest in the region. Okay. Now we could do stuff in Mahogany. Yes, Cali, LA, Los Angeles, yeah. Los Angeles laps are coming in wave 3. Wait, are you serious? Is that true? Oh. That's cool, I guess. They should have like... Do they have any Japanese tracks? Oh yeah, they have the Tokyo one that came out, right? They should have a Kumamoto one since I lived there. 2 tour tracks coming in wave 3. Oh. Alright, we gotta be really, really careful in battles now. gravity. I'm gonna use Sil. Yeah, we're just gonna we're gonna just actually no, we're gonna use Zip Zop to push through the first few Pokemon. Because they're gonna be annoying. Defying Gravity, yeah. It's a good song. I'd be spreading false info. Well, they don't have a Cali one now. Why did they put New York before Cali? Because New York's better, that's why. I think we have to go in this guy's house. I don't remember which house it is. Yeah. Dragonite, Hyper Beam. Bro, he just Hyper Beamed a human being backwards. Like back. Like, he's actually insane. Huh? Like, what's wrong with this guy? Does he gotta save the best for last? I don't know about that. Bro, Dragonite is one of my favorite Pokemon. It just moves everyone. He's so good, bro. Lance is such a god. I'm kind of curious what these guys say. You found the secrets. How did you do that? I thought it was well camouflaged. That guy's dragon type are tough. Literally has like level 40 Dragonite. Alright, so here we go and we have to verse 2 trainers in a row. Gravity. Anyone excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet here? Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Gravity Falls. Ooh, I think that's a good one. We might get a never seen track again for the Moon Cup. Ooh. Yeah, it's cool how they added their own things, but it costs too much, man. $25 per DLC. Oh, for Mario Kart, it's too much. I guess a lot of Nintendo games are and like Japanese games are doing DLC. I don't know about that, but like Pokemon Sword and Shield also had DLC. Like, damn, bruh. Too much money. $25 for all DLC? Oh, it's all DLC? Wait, so I have all DLC then. I thought I'm so dumb. I thought it was for per each. Also, then I have all of them. You pay once? Oh, I'm dumb. This whole time I thought I bought it for the first one, and now I don't have money. And I was like, I'm not buying the second one. Too much money. That's funny. I'm so dumb. Is the preview teaser a song, Nathan? Oh, I used the wrong move. Charge is actually a really good setup move. Maybe I should have sweeped with Ampharos, with Zip Zop for the previous gym. And he used Supersonic, never mind. Oh, no, it wouldn't have mattered because they had Focus Punch. No, you're not dumb. I actually thought I had to pay for each wave. Oh, okay. Yeah, like originally I thought it was you just pay for all of it, which is correct. But then someone told, I don't know, I got the wrong impression somehow. Nintendo be scamming us. You have too many links. Bro, stop putting the same thing over and over. Oh, wrong move. Always. They're such a low level, which is actually pretty good. I don't really need this XP share. Let's go Flamethrower. So the reason I do it in this order is just to get the XP, so that when I verse the next 2 gym leaders, it's back to back. You know? Dun, 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 dun. The song is my jam. The song sounds nice. Ba, 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 ba. I think I'm gonna put XP share on Sudowoodo because he's the weakest link on our team. The worst part about this team is that they all die to ground type moves. It's very frustrating, especially with Ampharos being Ampharos. Like it only has one weakness, you know, and it happens to be that weakness. It's annoying. But it is what it is. Where do we go? Oh, where do we go? What am I doing? I'm such an idiot. I forgot to put King's Rock earlier. Choins. Should I put choice spec? I might put choice spec to just to sweep executive Petrette or whatever his name is. Yeah, of course, very sad. If only it wasn't Same Ink. Wait, what show is this? I don't know this show. Okay, here we go. Secret Swish. Is this Snoop Dogg? Alright, let's not press that. So now we should be able to go through without the camera seeing us. I love how that guy's just standing there. It's like he doesn't even do anything. Let's pick this up since we're right here. And you guys might be wondering, whoa, how are you such a god? How do you know which way to go? I watched a speed run of this game before I started stream. I watched a speed run to see where to go. There's Lance. Then verse trainer freaking. Oh, this is I thought Gravity Falls was the name of the song. I didn't realize it was the name of the of the show. I forgot a ball. What do you mean I forgot a ball? A Pokeball? So, I almost ran into that trainer. So here I have to go right down, right to avoid trainer, then verse trainer for a key. I have to verse this guy. And he should have a level 18 Golbat. I'm going to Nuzlocke Scarlet and Violet when it comes out, and I'm going to do a blind Nuzlocke. As blind as like it can be. A Pokeball where the guy was? Yeah, I don't care. I already checked this whole area. The Pokeballs in this area doesn't matter. Like there's nothing crazy that I could get here. Basically, if there are TMs that are like that I feel like are good enough to use on my Pokemon, I'll get that. Or that I might use in the future, I'll get that. That's why I got Secret Power and Hidden Power. Just in case I would need it for some reason. But we should be good for the most part. Okay, go down the stairs. There we go. You need the voice of a certain person. We need a password to the leader's office. Okay. Go downstairs for Lance cutscene. Go left and up to verse Team Rocket Grunt, who has Ekans level 18. Hey, full heal. Huh? Am I going the right way? Oh, I am. I think I need to verse this person. Do I know the password? Maybe. That means you do. The nice thing here is we have experience share finally, so we should be fine here. Can you like wake up? Thank you. I love how my evasiveness went down so much. No, it's still fine. Slowpoke tail. Okay, so you need 2 passwords here. Oh, maybe there's another person I have to verse. Do I have to verse this guy? Oh, Lance versed him. Yo, what's up, Jimmy? Hi. We already versed that guy. Go left and verse. Go down. Go left and up to verse Team Rocket Grunt, who has Ekans and Gloom. We just versed that. Go down again. And go up and right. Oh, there was another staircase that I missed here. I think I don't need to verse this person. I don't think I need to verse this person. Wait, do I? Oh yeah, I do. Radicate tail. Okay, so that's to get both stuff. We're just gonna pick this up because we already have access to it. We don't really need X special, but we could sell it, so it's whatever. I don't care too much about getting all the items because the items here aren't like amazing. してもある寄り添う気持ちがあればいいのさ We have to verse this guy, obviously. Rock Smash? Rock Smash? Might as well not waste all our PP. PP. PP has to not waste PP. I got wiped out on the last mission by a kid too. That's funny. Nakute. Okay, here we don't need to go up, right? I think we have both passwords, so we could verse him. So he has a level 22 Zubat, a level 22 Coughing, and a level 24 Raticate. Honestly, this game makes it kind of easy here. Look at this loser, Shanks. He told me that I don't love and trust my Pokemon enough. You don't, bro. Oh, did he just punch me, bro? Ampharos Thunder. Ampharos just stands there. Dumb Ampharos. Igachiru. Eddie. My. Huh? What did I just do? I just went in full screen on my computer. The door is closed. Pink entered the 2 passwords. The door opened. Let me make sure. Okay, everyone's healed up. What item do we have on him? We have a Shell Bell. That's fine. XP share. And charcoal. Okay, that should be good. Hopefully we don't lose in this rival battle. I don't think we'll lose anyone, but who knows at this point. It is me, Giovanni. You're not Giovanni, you're fake. This guy looks so weird. Is it just me? He looks really, 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 really weird. I don't know why he looked like that. I'm just gonna Thunderbolt, not Thunder Punch. Either one should one-handed KO anyway, but he does look weird, right? He looks mad weird. Not because he has pink hair even. It's his he's making like such a weird face. Zips up. Second in your side. My love, so sweet. I think Thunderbolts should be fine here. Maybe I should have. I mean, they're such low level. I think it's fine. I was just thinking maybe I should have healed my, or I should have set up with charge on the first Pokemon, but these guys are such low level that it really doesn't matter. Like even Hyper Fang is kind of strong, but see, even Hyper Fang did nothing. Okay, we should be fine here, yeah, because we're faster and he can't use Endeavor, so I think he has Endeavor. Let's go. Easy clap. Eddie, my love. Eddie. Enter passwords and verse fake Giovanni. Easy, baby. The next battle is going to be the hardest battle after the one we just had, which is against... It's going to be a double battle with Lance. Look at that loser. He runs away. What a I have Pokemon. I should have just forced him. Hail, Giovanni. I have to follow this Birdo now. I didn't even pick this up. What was that? Ultra Ball. The thing with with the next battle is they have higher level Pokemon. Like, I'm going to have to verse a level 25 Arbok. Level 27 Murkrow. And Murkrow is a little annoying, but I don't think any of them have ground type moves, so we should legit be able to like literally just like own with Zips Up. For those wondering why we have rare candies, it's just for grinding sessions. You have a question? What's up? There it is. So cheeky. Oh, Ichi. What would we do if that bird wasn't here, bro? I don't know which direction it goes. Oh. I was like, I don't know which direction. It literally goes that direction. Do you know a small streamer that plays Genshin? Nope. I don't think so. No. Yeah, you love Genshin. You Genshin addict. The voice recognition system unlocked the door. Hell yeah. Hold it right there. Ariana Grande will have to verse right now. Sad. Sorry. It's time to finish you. Okay. Sorry, baby. Why does she call me baby, bro? It's kind of sussy baka. Bro, Lance is a goddamn god, bro. Interim boss for Giovanni. This game's storyline kind of sucks. They just took like the storyline from the first game and extended it a little, and that's it. I miss watching a chill person play Genshin. Oh. I have a friend who does. Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's fair, Nathan. I didn't think you would like love Genshin that much. His name is Aloha. Aloha, dude. Alright, I'm just gonna try to take out Arbok first since it's a higher level. And Dragonite is gonna use Fly, okay. Family will life, Ima Itsumo. I hope he used Fly and Drowsy. It should redirect towards Drowsy. Oh, disable. Kind of an annoying move. But also not as bad as it could have been. Actually, take out Murkrow. Take out Murkrow, bro. Take out Murkrow. Damn it, he took out Drowsy. Wait, Thunder Punch might kill here? Nightshade, okay. And on Dragonite, let's go. Thunder Punch. This battle is literally everything after that gym is so much easier. That's it. The rest of it is gonna be easy. And then we have to versus Electrodes. Oh yeah, I can't use Thunderbolt. Let's take out Gloom. Gloom could be kind of annoying. He always uses Fly. Aloha. Oh! He is level 25. Oh, they're all hitting me. Mudslap is super effective, actually. That's how sucky of a move it is. Should I switch out? What kills Kolava? We rock, ground, and water, so we should be fine, right? Mudslap shouldn't do much. Thanks, Aninki. Yeah. Oh. 32. Level cap of 34. That's actually not bad. We also don't need to verse trainers for one of the gyms, and the other gym we do, but... So, we should be able to get the clean win. Use Thunder? Bruh. Yeah. It's a party in the USA. That should kill. Let's go. Easy, baby. Easy. After the next part, I think we're going to end stream a bit early today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not in... I don't know. My mental's not all there. The broadcast experiment was a success. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't get it. Shouldn't Lance be able to literally just... Shouldn't Lance be able to just, like, arrest them? Never makes sense, Pokemon. Okay. Sleep. Yes, Ping, get your sleep. I don't think I'm gonna get sleep, but I'm just gonna... I don't know. I'm gonna chill a bit. Slept. I got good sleep last night. Can you run away from these encounters? Oh, you can. Oh, but you literally have to kill them. Oh, that's annoying. Wait, does he have self-destruct? He might have self-destruct. Rollout. Uh-oh. Oh, that could have been really bad. All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put Sil first. I did not expect him to have a rollout. We're going to super potion there. And now it should be good. Okay. Also, we're leveling. Our levels are okay for now. It would be nice if we got another person on the team. Oh! No, we're invisible. And we got Whirlpool. I don't think any other game has that HM. Oh, uh-oh. Shake it to the moon, to cut the sun. Alright. I think there's a few items here, but we're gonna do that tomorrow. Nice, me too. Nice. Let me watch your video, and then we'll call it a night. Where is this video? Let's see where this is. Oh, where did you send it? Bits to reactor. Damn, second video, pure skills. Where's the video? Where's the video, Nathan? You didn't even send me the video. Bruh. 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 Sudowoodo, Pokemon damage calculator. Genshin chat? Oh, I already watched it. But I'll watch it for you. Oh no, I didn't watch this. I didn't even see this. My bad.
Everything in this world runs in a loop. As for the truth, that's on you to find out. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret. In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
Yo, that actually looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
This world runs in a loop. As for the truth, that's on you to
Bro, they should make an anime of this. This fight looks mad sick.
So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface.
Bro, they're probably making so much money on this game, man. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry if there were some bad vibes. Sorry that I'm ending early too. But Jimmy, thank you for the bits. Thanks, again, thank you to Gamer for subbing. Thank you all for being here and enjoying, hopefully. Don't apologize, yeah. We lost 2 Pokemon, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Thank you, Sophie, for the follow as well. I think one other person might have followed, but I didn't see them in chat, so, but thank you as well. And, yeah. I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank God it's Friday stream will be tomorrow. So tomorrow should be pretty fun. Boo, I'm sorry. Boo this man. No, I'm sorry. Tomorrow's stream should be good. I was considering not streaming today. I think I needed a bit of a break. And I think ending stream a bit early might be the break I need. So I'll see you guys Friday. I will talk in the Discord probably later today. And some people might be there if you want to chill with them. Thank you for the bit again, Jimmy. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.